Hello everyone, it's Vinny back again, your favourite YouTube noob, and we're here to help you become your best self. I give this information away for free every single week. So if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and consider leaving a like on the video. This really helps me to get out there and have an even wider audience. The goal here is to build a community of people who are all supporting each other in their missions to become their best selves. So without further ado, we're going to move into the video. Today I'm talking about the 3 different types of learning, and in turn, hopefully I'll help you find your best way of learning. Although, this is really designed for people who are trying to teach themselves, but if you've clicked on this video because you're an aspiring primary school teacher, or maybe you're just teaching your kids at home because of the current situation and you've been led to this video, then I just want to draw your attention to my friend's Instagram. It's called Mrgibbstagram. I'll link it down in the description below. My friend Ben is an aspiring primary school teacher. He has some great information about stuff that he does on a day-to-day on his Instagram. And honestly, if you're ever lucky enough to have Ben as your primary school teacher in your school, you are exceptionally lucky. However, if you don't, then this Instagram should hopefully still bring his information to you. So let's get into the video. Firstly, kinesthetic learning. A kinesthetic learner is someone who learns by doing things. They're typically very practical. Secondly is visual learning. This is where you learn by seeing something done. Typically you work well with diagrams and things like that. And thirdly is auditory learning. So this would be people who are like musicians, and they can learn just by picking up the sounds and the particular notes, and then they can just transpose that onto an instrument. And so there are a few ways where you can figure out what type of learner you are. It's worth noting that you might not be just one of them. In fact, you're almost definitely not just one of them. But typically you're actually a blend of a few of them. So a good way to start figuring out what type of learner you are is to pretend that you are teaching someone else how to do something pretty mundane. For example, teaching someone how to make a hot drink like a coffee. Because it's highly likely that you will teach someone in a way that you would learn best. For example, do you pay attention to the color that a coffee should be when it's finished being made? Did you ask someone to just follow the steps as you were doing it and you both make one together? Or did you just simply talk them through the method? Each of those things is a different method of learning, just to teach the same thing. You can also just think back to a time when you learned something that you're quite good at. Perhaps if you play the guitar, did you learn by just picking it up and playing a few notes? Did you learn more quickly looking at diagrams for the chords, like where to put your fingers? Or did you just listen to the sounds and then try to put that, find out where they go on the fretboard? Again, in this example, each of those things was a different method of learning. And remembering which type worked for you will give you a bit of an inkling as to which are your best methods of learning. There's a bit more to the learning than just the style. Consider what factors are at play around you as well, your environment. Because these things could even indicate what type of learner you are. For example, if you need absolute silence when you're learning, there's a good chance that you're an auditory learner. Because the sounds that are going on around you are just a bit too distracting. If you learn better in daylight rather than being dark, you could be a visual learner. Because your brain just likes the natural light, it doesn't like all the artificial light. Or if you learn better in a big open room that's clean, you could be a kinesthetic learner. Because not having lots of clutter around you is freeing in your mind. Now, not having those environmental factors at play doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to learn anything, but it does affect the efficiency. And it can help you to know, because then you can include them on days where you are dedicating to learning something new. So when you have an idea of what type of learner you are, just go and have a Google about it. And then you can bring in some techniques from that type of learning specifically that might actually help you that you didn't use before. And that can really cement the learning efficiency for you. Personally, I just wanted to determine which one I wasn't. That way I had 2 others to work with, and then whatever my environmental factors are, I can just carry on learning. Because I've got this really broad spectrum of different techniques that I can use to learn the best. So I found that I'm mostly auditory and kinesthetic, because diagrams are kind of confusing for me. I'm not very good at learning that way. I also, when I try and learn languages, I struggle with new alphabets. I can't really link the sounds to the shapes. However, staying with the same example, when I'm learning a new language, I do find that I can quickly mimic the sounds if someone tells them to me. So my pronunciations are typically quite good, but I do think that kinesthetic is my best learning style. I definitely learn quite quickly by doing things. And I think that's even clear in my YouTube videos. I think each one has been a little bit better than the last one. I mean, if you ignore the content, the editing has definitely improved. Or even the lighting and the sound, so on. When you discover which type of learner you are, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you found any new techniques as a result of Googling which type it is that works for you. I also just want to put your attention on a video that I did before, which gives you the benefits of learning. I'll link it down in the description. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment on the video. It all helps me get a much better outreach to more people so I can bring this type of video to them as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.